you have anybody when you went to school try to have like a girlfriend from another high school, but you never met them? Did they ever have? Do you ever? Because you lived in that era of time, I feel like, where people would lie about having a girlfriend when she goes to a different high school or a different state.
I had girls from like Catholic schools and stuff.
Right. Well, but they met your friends. Like they did see, they were seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking about those dudes who just completely lied.
Dude, yeah, no,
like,
I'll get to that. But my first one I had from another school, and this shows you how stupid I was. Because what was I, fucking 8th grade or something? I remember Amanda coming over, and she had one of those like it was a choker,
right?
But it's against her skin.
Classic.
So stupid. I thought it was a tattoo.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, real harsh. Like
you're like, how did they let you in Catholic school with that?
Yeah, exactly. How's that go? Does that say you're not virtuous?
Is that like a scarlet letter? I read about that book lately.
Does that mean you're open for business? Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, that is what that means. That means choker back in the 90s. Whore. Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure. That was like a universal thing. Like people, the chokers made a comeback. I feel like too. I feel like I've seen
they
more
did.
People wearing
Now
recently.
it was weird because she wasn't goth. Now everybody else that wore a choker coupled that with black everything and like fishnet stockings, and that just pure goth because they, like I said, they had friends. The emos didn't.
Right. Exactly. The goths did have friends.
Yeah. And
Did you? I'll never forget when I was like first exposed to like goth culture, and I was always, I was very scared of the goth kids in middle school. I very much was.
Makes sense.
And they were a couple years older than me. Like this one group that was like the stereotypical.
Yo, you were like living the South Park version of goths.
Dude, it was. I was, dude. It was crazy. What happened is, this is back in the day when your punishments for being too unruly of a group of kids and stuff, they started doing assigned seat lunches.
Okay.
So you would go through the line, and they would assign you a table, and you had to sit at this table.
Oh, damn, it's like a prison lineup for lunch.
Dude, it was brutal because, it's the one time, especially in middle school, you don't have recess anymore.
Uh-huh.
You have lunchtime. That is your social hour. So, like, that's all you had. Now, I will say, looking back at it now, it's definitely helped me as a person because I met a bunch of other people, which was good.
Yeah.
But I remember the one table I got put at was an entire group of girls, and I don't know how it happened. But the assigned seating somehow, they were all friends, and they all kind of like ran in the same clique, but I had to go sit.
Were you
with this
walking up
group
there
of
like a
goth
person that just hit a grand slam? Like,
no, I wasn't. I was terrified because I'm like, I don't know if I have anything. I don't have anything in common with these people. I remember like the first 2 weeks of lunch, I kind of like sat at the very edge of the table in silence because I didn't know these people. They're 2 years older. They're 8th graders.
Hello,
I'm a 6th grader.
my old friend.
Dude, it was. I felt so out of place. You remember how awkward I was in 6th grade?
Oh,
I was a
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
dork. This lanky fucking little kid who just doesn't know shit.
See, yeah, that was like the age where you should have came in with that Val Venus energy.
Yeah, I did, and I didn't.
Just be a character at that point.
Dude, I was so scared, and I did, because you never see kids dressed like that. This is back when the goth first came around too, so it was new.
Mm-hmm.
So they had like the spike bracelets, and it was the hot topic era of goth. So it was like Avril
Lavigne. Yeah.
God, I could not say that name.
But
like
you were
goth.
a skater boy.
But I just sat at the edge of the table, just like frozen, and eat my lunch and like stare off, and they would be having a conversation, and eventually, they asked me a question because they noticed how uncomfortable I was, and I just didn't know how to interact with anyone. One, I didn't understand how to interact with goth people, and two, I didn't know how to talk to girls at all. I was like,
so did you make it even more uncomfortable? Be like, I don't know how to do things at a whore table.
They weren't though. They were more of like the nerdy goths. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, they just read books. they read dark fantasy books.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And liked Invader Zim. Everybody had Invader Zim T-shirts back then. That was the Rick and Morty T-shirts for kids back then.
You could kill
It
with
was
just
Invader Zim.
walking up and saying "squeedly spooch," and all of a sudden they're like, "You're awesome."
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, not being able to talk to girls and then they're also goth girls was like a whole, like that's like going into a Bloodborne game at level 1 and facing the final boss. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, how do I fucking do this?
I like how you chose Bloodborne. What week was it?
Well, I just picked that because it's the most gothic looking game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see?
You should have just ran in there and be like, "Yo, Edward Scissorhands is dope."
Leroy Jenkins.
You just
run in there.
Yeah, just cult classics. You guys like Little
I
Shop
didn't have
of
any
Horrors?
references, dude. I was a dork. I didn't know it. I was like, you guys like I love the 70s and 80s.
You come in with pop culture, and I'm like, ew.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. They're just like, oh, you conformist.
Oh, guys, check out this fucking dork over here. Just
Yeah. So like it was hell. That was hell. But then I got to know them, and they were really nice. And actually was friends with one of them, Angela, for years. She was very cool.
Oh, most of them
it's
are.
funny because, right? Well, eventually, especially because like they kind of keep a style of it, but it's not like they stick with all black. Eventually, that kind of fades out. Obviously, it's a phase, and then but so it's But like you eventually find stuff in common, and it's good. So
yeah, then they get their
just,
she's all that moment because somebody's like, I can make it. I can make it work.
Exactly.
I can build it.
But it was, as much as it was a punishment, I got to meet new people through the assigned seating. The worst one, though, was when they did silent lunches. I don't know if you ever had the pleasure of dealing with a silent lunch.
Who was running your lunches?
This was, who was it? Mr. Means.
Like, what?
Dude,
Charlie Chaplin just embodied this man, apparently.
I feel like I told Dad about this, and I think he might have called the school and went, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys?" Like, he was like, "I don't care what they did. Like, this is fucking, what are you, running into Gestapo over there? What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah. Well, we were going to waterboard them, but that's looked down upon.
Right. I think, and you're dealing with 13 and 14-year-olds at lunchtime. So we're supposed to be quiet, and nobody's talking, but we all start, like, fucking pounding on the tables and stuff, and we just rotate. Like, all the tables would start fucking, like, just different tables in the area would start pounding.
Well, that's where you start playing the like, penis and vagina game.
Yeah, for sure. That's also the same lunchroom I got tackled in by a teacher, so.
What?
Yeah, when I got in the fight in middle school.
You got tackled by a teacher?
Yeah, our guidance counselor fucking speared me off the top of the kid I was choking.
Jesus, Charlie Chaplin runs your lunches, and then you have Goldberg as your fucking counselor. Jesus.
Yeah, he hit his head on the brick wall before he fucking came over and hit me, dude.
Who is him?